This call is now being recorded.
So you're welcome to day 3. This is going to be like the last major class. Um, on this, every other thing after today primarily be question and answer to you, right? So quickly today we're going to be looking at generally, right? Um, grant winners playbook, the grant winners playbook. So this playbook is one of the best gifts you are receiving from this class. It's going to give you understanding into what it is that grant reviewers are looking out for, how to ensure this is beyond just an email. This is generic, right? Any grant applications that you are applying for, wherever it is, these are very, very important things you must watch out for. You must ensure you have in your grant the ingredients that you must have in your grant, right? The secret psychologies of approvals, the keywords, the structures, and many more, right? That gets you qualified to win any grants in the world, right? So I'm quickly going to dive into it now. So as a matter of introduction, right, you must understand what I call the algorithm of funding, right? Grant is not just creative writing; it is persuasive, right, engineering. Now, it's not just you trying to because um, reviewers have hundreds of applications they are reviewing every day, right? So most times they are tired, they are just skimming through, they are just looking for triggers, they are looking for things that will catch their attention. Imagine for today foundation, for example, now, over as at today, right, over 15,000 people have already applied. Now, I don't know how many reviewers they are going to, appoint to review this. Let's say they appoint 1,000 reviewers. Divide 15,000 by 1,000, right? That tells you each person will do a minimum of, that's about, is that 15? Yeah. Okay, so let's say 15. But then they're not going to take 15, 1,000. So let's say they take 100. So each person is going to do a minimum of 150. And the application is not closed. I guarantee you that by the time the application will close, we'll be having over 50,000, even up to 500. So I think last year there was about 120 something thousand applications. Now this year we expect it to double. So let's say about 300,000 applications. Now, so let's say they appoint 100 reviewers. That means each person is going to review like 3,000 applications. Even if they appoint 1,000 reviewers, each person is going to review 300 applications. Now, do the maths, right? Do the maths. So for one person to review 3 different applications, there will be things he's looking out for. So you must understand that there are crucial triggers that they will just see that catch their attention, all right? And that is the point. So you must not treat grants like you're trying to pass an exam, all right? It's a mistake. You'll be making a very big mistake. But you must treat it as though you are trying to make a sales speech. You're trying to convince someone to believe in your vision. You're trying to convince someone to believe in what it is you do. So, and that is exactly what we're looking at today. All right. So this guide is going to give you insights into the magic words, right, that separate you from the 95%, all right, and keep you in the top 5%, all right, that change your applications from maybes to the word funded. How many of you are excited about that? How many of you are excited about that? So now, quick one. The first part of this is the keyword. The keyword, right? The keyword dictionary. You must understand that. Now, stop using weak languages. There are crucial languages that you must learn to understand when you are applying for grants, right? There are languages that are weak languages. You must learn to stop using them. You must begin to use intentional vocabularies, right? Intentional, you must be very intentional with your use of words, right? So you must learn to use words that signal growth and help you scale. So at this point, I'll just pause, and then somebody should just read what we have on the screen and help us. So instead of saying we'll get bigger, you use words that catch us. So somebody quickly read what you have on the screen for me so that we'll know we are together. Who is reading for us? Time is of essence.
Okay.
Yeah, Beatrice, thank you.
Hello. Okay.
Yeah, go ahead.
So the first one says words that signal growth and scale. So instead of
Mm-hmm.
saying we will get bigger, you could use scalable, which means can your business grow without falling apart? And then
Mm-hmm.
replicable. Can this model work in another city or state? Exponential growth that multiplies fast. Then capacity building, which means training people to do things themselves. And then ecosystem. You're not just a shop, you are part of a larger industry web.
Mm. So do you understand that? So instead of saying we will grow bigger, right, you should use words that capture what it is you're doing, right? Scalable, right? You say, okay, our current model does so numbers, right? We currently produce 10 badges of gari flour. With this application, we'll be able to scale this business to now grow to 100 bags in so months and distribute it across so city. Or you go ahead to say, we're going to scale our business from dominating the Nigeria market to grow globally, right? So you show things that shows that your business has capacity to grow, not just say we will get bigger. Show us show us how you plan to scale it. What are the numbers, right? Show us that your business, can replicate itself. You understand now? Show us that there's an ecosystem. There's a place where you are open and aiming to dominate. All right. Now the next keywords trigger. Somebody else read that for us.
Okay,
What else
let me
does
do it.
go ahead?
Words that signal impact. So instead of saying we help people, could use
Mhm.
alleviates to make a problem less severe. That's e.g. Poverty alleviation, and then empowerment, giving
Mm.
tools or power, not just handouts.
All right. Do you understand now? So you don't just say show exactly what it is you do. Show exactly what it is you do. So if you guys to say now, for example, like the application I showed yesterday to say, uh, you could go ahead and use words like with this with this business growth, we are going to impact directly 500 women who will in turn, right, feed their homes and help them. Now you show direct problem that you're solving, right? You show direct problem that you're solving. You show exactly what you are doing, right? Exactly what you're doing, not just using generic terms, right? So you don't use the generic terms when it comes to things like this. You don't use generic terms. You show specificity, right? Exactly what it is that you're going to be doing. How will you be doing it? Who and who are going to be benefiting from it? What is the scale of the impact? How many are they? What's their number? All right. What are their numbers? Are you getting the point? What are their numbers? Who are the people? How is it actually impacting them? So those are the critical things you must look to answer with your questions. You must look to answer them. Exactly how are you doing those things? Exactly how are you doing those things? So not just being generic about it or um, just using a an overall question. Please give me minutes. Okay. So sorry for that. Just let's catch my breath a bit. Now, so you must be very, very, specific in exactly what it is that you are going to do, right? So not just give a generic response to say this and that. Something that is measurable, something that they can track, so that they can point to say this is what you did and this is the result of that thing. So you should show the activity and then the result, right? You should show the activity and then the result of the activity. What's happened or what will happen, right? When you do what you say you want to do. What will people get when you do what you say you want to do? What will be the outcome of their life when you do what you say you want to do, right? So now that is the very important thing you must learn. It's very important that you must learn in that particular area. So let's move on to the next. Okay, so okay, just talk about elevating empower, right? Marginalized people usually ignored, right? So you look at the people who usually when you talk about impact, right? So you mention women, and that was what I mentioned. You understand? So you must think about the people you are talking about: women, right? Rural youth, disabled, right? Livelihood, not just job, but a way of life. So you don't just talk about jobs, talk about the impact it is in their life, right? You talk about single mothers, talk about men who have 3 children, blah blah blah, and all of that, right? Social economic, right? Affecting both society and their money. So you must be able to show your impact, capturing that fair, all right? Now, what's that signal money mastery, right? This is another important point. Somebody should read this for us. Who is also there? Is Coca there? Can you read for us?
Okay, yes, I'm here. Good evening, sir.
Okay, good evening.
Words that signal money mastery. The first one, allocation, how you assign resources. The second one, cost benefit analysis, proving the value is higher than the cost. Sustainability, how you survive after the grants. Revenue stream, different ways money comes in. Unit economic, the profit on a single item sold.
Right. So you must answer. Your answer must cover these things. Your answer must cover these things, right? So when they say we'll spend money on, now you look at the examples we used yesterday when we're talking about what we want to do when we're answering the 10 grant questions, right? Now you look at, okay, these and these are what we'll be spending the money on, right? Let that clarity show in your presentation. All right, you could go ahead to say things like, for every $10,000 invested in our business, right, 100,000 youths get out of poverty. Okay, so instead of saying we'll spend money on blah blah blah, so you say, okay, fine, right? So we use the money, so we're going to purchase so and so, which would in turn help us produce so and so. Do you understand now? Now, how do you survive post the grant? Right? After the grant, you show, okay, how that money is going to continue to make more money. How that money is going to continue to make more money. Right? How that particular grant money is just the first step in many journeys. All right? So now you must learn to master this and show it when you're talking about, your grant. When you're talking about your grant. So you must learn to get those keywords, get those crucial things when you are doing that. I hope that is clear. So we'll move to the second part. I would get that. Or do we have any questions from the first part before I proceed? Do you have any question from the first part before I proceed? Any question before we move to part 2? Any question quickly? Because I wouldn't want to come back to this. We have a long day tonight. Any questions? Any questions? Okay, so if there are no questions, then I would proceed. All right, so let us go to let's go to the next, which is crafting the perfect bio. Now, this is a very important part. This is more like you telling your story. Now, and when I was talking about yesterday about you telling your story, right? Um, there are crucial ingredients, there are crucial ways you talk about yourself. Because when it's okay, tell us about yourself. Now, they want to know who you are, right? And the most important thing is they want to, funders invest in leaders. They don't just invest in ideas, right? Most people don't even just want to, there are people with brilliant ideas who are bad managers, right? There are people who have brilliant knowledge, but they are very, very poor at execution. So you are not just writing your about us or about me as like you are writing in your CV. No, you are positioning yourself as an hero, right? They need to know that you have the grit, you have the motivation, you have the resilience to be able to survive. And the first thing is that the trust, right? Don't list your qualifications, don't list whatever it is you have, right? Use whatever it is you have, use it to build trust. Okay, so the hook. Now, you must talk about your specific measurable impact, something you've done before, okay, that is measurable, that they can attain. The origin, that is your why. Why are you doing this? What is your motivation? What is your personal pain or pleasure or experience that made you to start what it is you are doing? So they want to see your basis. They want to see why you start what it is you are calling them to come and put money into. They want to know why is it you are doing it. They want to be sure that even without their money, you are committed to it. I keep saying that over and over again. Right? So when you're talking about your story, you must be able to convince whoever that is bringing money to the table to see that their money is only just a part of the bigger journey, not the end of it. Neither is it the beginning. Okay? Authority. You must show why you are an expert in this. So this is where you talk about your experiences, your awards, right? In line with your vision, in line with what it is that you are doing. And then the vision. You must also be able to capture in your story the end result. That is your destination, where it is you are going. All right. Now let's just take this fill in the blank bio templates. Somebody is going to read this for us. Fill in your own name, your industry in line with your own products and do this. So who is going to do that for us? Who is going? Who is taking it up?
I am. Can I take it?
Okay, yeah, take it. Go ahead. Coca, right?
Yes.
Okay, go ahead, please.
Okay. I am a young entrepreneur dedicated to solving malnutrition after witnessing. Okay, I will track it to my own personal story.
Exactly. Yes.
Okay. I am a
After
young
witnessing, it
entrepreneur
should just be
dedicated
short.
to
Yes.
solving malnutrition after witnessing the lack of breast milk supply in my baby. Oh, it's difficult.
Now, you see, that's because you've not prepared. So that's where you now go and
Yes.
bring out the personal story. It doesn't, most times it does not necessarily have to be you directly. And just like what you were trying to start with, to say, in my baby, you could say, to start by saying, when you first had your first child, right, you had difficulty breastfeeding the baby. And that was because there was no enough breast milk. And you had a very, very pain of the heart. You were in serious agony seeing your baby starving. Okay, and unfortunately, your baby do not respond well to artificial foods. So it was a pain in the heart for you seeing your baby starving and you also not be able to, have enough breast milk. So in your bid to make things work, I founded so and so with a mission to ensure that no mother experience the pain that you experience. And over the last 5 years, or 2 years, in fact, 6 months, 9 months, 8 months, I have successfully, helped 50 mothers, all right, or 30 mothers, 100 mothers feed their baby with joy and peace, proving that your core belief, proving that your vision that no mother should ever go, that's your core belief. No mother should ever witness their child starving, the agony of seeing their child starve. That is your core belief. And that is the motivation why you are doing what you do. That shows that even if TEF does not give you money, your pain of seeing mothers, right, not seeing their baby starve remains. So it's not just about the money you are looking out for now. It is about the solution that you are trying to solve. Now, my vision is to leverage these grants to ensure that I reach out to 10,000 mothers by 2026. Come on, somebody clap for me now. Am I making sense? Margaret. Hello? Hello? Am I audible or I'm out of here?
Yes, I can hear you.
You can hear me. All right, now. Did what I just read or what
Yes,
I
we
just
can
said,
hear you. I can hear you.
did what I just shared or what you just said, does it make sense to you? Peace. Does it make
Yes,
sense to you?
yes. In fact, it is actually, yes, it's made a whole lot of
Yes,
sense.
yes, it does.
Peace. Does it make sense to you?
Yes,
Beatrice,
yes, it
Yes.
does.
right? Now, so that is it, right? It's just as simple as that, right? So that's how you craft a powerful, bio. That's how you craft a powerful bio, right? That convince them that there is a motivation, there is a basis to what it is you're doing, not just the money, right? Not just the money. So, and that is what funders look out for. Right? So, the part 3, or do we have any question in that regard before we move? Do you have any question in that regard before we move on? Okay, if there are no questions, right? So now part 3, the psychology of yes, right? This is just the advanced technique. The first thing is the problem solution bridge technique, right? I think I talked about this when I was explaining the TEF question. Which of the questions was I explaining? Okay, where we talk about your top 3 challenges, you remember? Right? Now, the problem solution bridge. Funders don't buy solution, they buy relief from problems, right? You must make the problem sound urgent and expensive. Now, I have three levels here. You yourself, sincerely, look at these 3 things, these 3 write-ups. Which one makes sense to you? The first level. Somebody read the first level for us. How many people are in this class? Let me check. Beatrice, read the first level for us.
Okay, the first level is average, which is youth unemployment is bad in Lagos.
Okay. Now the
second level, better. Many graduates in Lagos cannot find jobs. And then the
all
third
right.
level,
Now
which is
before you go to the third level, so that I will be sure you
okay.
understand the point now. What is the difference between that second level and the first level? I said the second level is better, right? What do you think makes it better?
I think, I don't know. Maybe because it's not,
Read the two,
in the negative.
read the two again and again and look at it. The first one
Uh,
says youth
you,
unemployment is bad in Lagos. The second one
yeah.
says many graduates in Lagos cannot find jobs. What's the difference?
Uh, I really don't know. Like, it's not like they're not different, but I think maybe the second one, which is many graduates in Lagos cannot, maybe using that cannot sounds like you said urgent,
Okay, not
or
just
more like
urgent.
impossible something.
Okay, yeah, good. Not just urgent. It goes for us to show that they've attempted, they've not gotten. Right? Shows that there is a gap. There's something they are looking for. The first one just make a statement. The other one shows that there are people looking for it and yet they cannot find. Shows a need, as it were. The first one is just a statement. It doesn't connote
Yeah.
anything. Right?
Yes.
So it doesn't connote anything, as it were. Now, level 3, right? Every year,
Yes.
now look at this now. Every year, Nigeria produces 500,000 graduates, but only creates 50,000 jobs. These employment gaps leave 90% of our youth idle, fueling crime and poverty, right? My startup acts as a bridge, turning 200 idle youths into tax-paying software developers annually. Now, do you know that everything else is here? You've shown the problem. You've shown the market. You've shown the gap. And you've shown the solution. The problem is that there are unemployed youths. You have quantified them. You have showed the problem. You have showed where you are going to get the market. You have showed the results. If you don't solve this solution, you have shown the impact, which is that crime and poverty continue to rise. And then you come to show how you are solving that problem in your own little way. Are we together? Now, that is it, right? The second part in the psychology of yes is return on impact, right? This is what I call the ROI formula, right? Or you can call it the return on investment, right? Treat every grant like an investment. Show the multiplier effects. The grants giver or funder most times want to see that, and Tony Elimelu is actually very big on this. They want to see that their money has a ripple effect. Okay, has a ripple effect. So concept is that money that comes in, this is the formula. Every money that comes in, you show the value that goes out. So when you are writing, right, you show for every money that comes in, you show the value that goes out. So the script could be, for example, for every $1 you invest in us, we generate $5 in community value. For example, your $5,000 grant allow us to buy one processing machine. This machine increases our productivity or our output by 300%, allowing us to buy from 50 new local farmers. This injects an extra 3 million naira into the local village economy. Another way you can also project this is to say, for every $10,000 invested in us, right, 500 youths are saved from unemployment. Is this making sense? Are we together? Hey, this rain. No? Are we together? Am I making sense? Or the network
Yes,
has
yes,
taken on?
sure.
Right, good, thank you. So, please, I just want your attention because it's about to rain and I would love to be sure that we are following. Then, number 3, the solution ownership. All right, the solution ownership. Now, this is part where you make the funder feel like the hero, right? You make the funder feel like a hero. You make them feel a part of that business. You don't just make them feel as though you are coming to collect their money. You make them believe that they are coming to partner with you for success, right? They are coming to partner with you for success. So you make them feel a sense of ownership in your solution. So you don't just say things like, help us survive or give us money. I would no. You say things like, for example, partner with us to pioneer the first solar powered cold chain in Abuja. Right? Now, you make them feel as though they are part of history. Do you understand? You make them feel as though they are part of history. For example, you say, with you, we can. Now, that word we can is connoting a sense of togetherness, connoting a sense of we are doing this together. It is not just me, it is not just us, but together we are doing this to ensure we get so and so results. All right. So that is that. The first thing, can somebody read that for us? The credibility cascade, and I'll explain. Who is there? Who is reading? Beatrice. Like it's me and you tonight.
Yes. Okay. So it says drop your credentials. Can you hear me?
I can hear you. Go ahead.
Okay.
Yes, we can hear
But
you.
make them relevant. A weak one will say, I have 10 years of experience. A powerful one will say, having bootstrapped my way from a one-room cyber cafe to a tech training company, I have lived the transformation we are proposing.
Now, do you see the difference there? Now, so you
Yeah.
show authority. You show authority. You show that you've done this before. You show that you are not a newbie to this. You don't just say I have 10 years experience in this. You show what you have done with your experience. I'm sure you would have noticed this in yesterday grant application we were reviewing, right? Time would not permit, I would have loved to go through it, but then I don't want to be doing tautology. You show that, for example, when I was writing my bio yesterday, I told you that, okay, having led the project management team of 360 farmers, I successfully led, right, the data collection of 10,000 farmers and the distribution of so and so. That knowledge has helped me to build a network of farmers that we can always educate and outsource from. Credibility. Show that you have done something in line with this before. Show that you have done something that has made a difference before. So that you are making impact. Don't just come and say things like, we will, no. I have 15 years experience in making kunu. No. So if you want to talk about, okay, you have 15 years experience in making kunu, you say over the years, I have successfully produced four to five different flavors of kunu. One of the flavors is rich in so and so that help this and this and this. I also create an innovation where I mix the blend of millets and so to produce so and so kunu that has successfully increased, right, the flow of breast milk in women, that has successfully increased, the flow of weight gain in children. Something that shows Kai, this person know what he or she is saying, and he has results, right? So not just saying, just throwing the numbers out there, but show credibility. Show credibility, show authority. Are we together? I hope you can hear me very well, and the rain noise is not disturbing
Yes, we
too much.
can hear you very well.
All right, that's good. Thank you. Okay, so the fifth one says urgency without desperation. Urgency without desperation. All right. So, Coca, can you read this for us?
Create FOMO, fear of missing out,
FOMO,
not
FOMO.
begging. Okay, FOMO, fear of missing out, not begging. Weak, please help us. We really need this. Powerful, with the new tech zone opening in Q3. West. This 6 months window is a unique opportunity to capture the market. Early movers will dominate.
So what you are doing with this is that you are not begging them, but you are showing urgency. You are showing that there is a time frame where you need to do this. This is more like you divining your why now. You telling us why this is a very important solution at this moment. Why it will, if they wait till tomorrow before deciding, is already too late. Okay, so you could go ahead to say every day delayed in we producing our solution, 1,000 ton or a metric ton of cassava waste every day in Ibarapa. Every day, 50 women die daily in a general hospital in Lagos. With our solution, we could cut this by half. Now, you are making them understand that the more they delay in helping you bring a solution to it, the more problem, and the more that problem goes on, the more trouble there is. Right? So you must create that FOMO. You must create that fear. Okay, you must create that fear. So you must also create that there's a window of opportunity that needs to be harnessed. If missed, then a lot of things could go bad. All right? So that is that. I hope you are getting it. I hope this is clear. Are we together?
Yes, we're here.
Yes.
All right. Now, this part is the part I love the most. And okay, this part is the part I love the most, right? And I just went off the use of statistics and numbers. The use of statistics and numbers. Now, this one is where you play a lot. You play a lot around. Follow me, please. Just you play a lot around your numbers. All right. You talk about, facts. What separates facts from opinion is statistics, right? Statistics. You must data. Fact tells number, all right? You tell, all right? Numbers is what sells. Okay, so you must learn to paint the picture with number. You must have heard me. I've talked about this over and over and over and over while I was sharing with you. I've talked about this over and over, all right? And that is exactly what you do. Now, you paint the picture. You don't say many children. You don't say many children, right? You mention it. You say, for example, you say maybe 500 children, all right? Which shows that 63% or let's say 70% of children that are given birth to every day. Okay? End up developing malnutrition. Or you can go ahead to say things like 40% of children in Lagos have never stepped into the classroom. That is a whopping 3,700 children currently in Lagos who have never stepped into a classroom. Numbers, you paint the picture. Now that is a way better than many children. You say many children doesn't give an idea of exactly what it is. But when you say 3,700 children have never stepped into classroom, people wonder, wow, that much? Right? And even I go for that to say that is about 70% of the children in that community. It tells that person that almost every children in that community are not going to school. Then there's a big problem. So anybody who is interested in education knows that they have to do something. All right? That's what it is. Facts, numbers, statistics. Okay? So now you also use numbers. For example, when you want to ask for money, right? There's what we call the logic of cost. The logic of cost. Okay? Now, you don't ask for 1 million naira. You break it down. For example, you say, especially maybe you are in a training industry, so you need 1 million naira. You could say, okay, for example, 5,000 naira trains one youth. Okay, 1 million naira would train 200 youths. So you said you could go ahead to say with your 200 naira, all right, with your 1 million naira, will successfully train 200 youths every quarter. All right, this makes the money feel logical, right? Like calculating change. You just they begin to look at, okay, fine. If I give you 1 million naira now, what will I get in return? Okay, I'll be able to get 200 people will be saved, 200 people will be get. Now they're able to feel it. Every one of us want to get the highest bargain. So you must play with your numbers. Tell the facts. That makes it feel relatable. That makes it feel very relatable. Okay. Now, another important thing with numbers again is you. Okay, I think my screen is back. All right. Another important thing with number is the future projection. The future projection. Okay. So, based on your pilot, right? Based on your pilot, I think I've even made this statement everywhere very well. You could go ahead to say something like, okay, maybe based on our pilot project, every $100 or every 100,000 naira invested, all right, generates 700,000 naira in revenue within 8 months. You know, like that. Show the number. You don't just say if you will be able to scale our business and grow. No, show it. Show it. Okay. Show how that revenue is going to grow. Show how that revenue is going to grow. All right. Now, can you see my screen now? As the screen come up?
Yes.
Okay, the screen has come up a bit. Okay, good. Okay, this is where I was. Right. The future projection. Right. So based on our pilots, right, project, every 100K invested generates 450,000 naira in community value within 8 months. All right. This kind of thing makes people want to wonder how. So even if you want to tell somebody to borrow you money, they will borrow you money because they know that, okay, from your experience, if they give you 1 million naira, you'll be able to turn it into 3 million naira. And these are things that you don't just call numbers with mouth, you call number with facts. So that when they say, okay, oh yeah, explain, how did you do that? You'll be able to give answers. So now, very importantly, now when you want to get data for your business, right? Where you can find good data and accurate data that you can use, right? The NBS, that is the National Bureau of Statistics for Employment, right? Inflation and population, all right? Statista, all right, is also online. You know, UNICEF, WHO, especially those of you in the health and education, you get educational stats there. They have done good research on it. They can tell you how the number of out-of-school children in every state in Nigeria. Go and get those data. Now, another thing that number does to you is that it shows that you have done your research. It shows that you are serious. It shows that you are committed to this. It shows that you know what you are doing. All right. So that you know what you are doing. It makes, investors trust you more. It makes them trust you more. It makes them believe you more. Okay. So that is how it is done. All right. That's how it is done. Now, how to present the data. All right. Never leave a number naked. Always explain what that number means. Right. A naked number is 40% of food is wasted. You are not saying anything. You dress it up. So somebody should read that dressed up number for me very well.
Okay, so for just number, according to the FAO, 40% of food processed in Nigeria rots before reaching the market. This equates to 3.5 billion naira in lost revenue annually. Our logistics app saves 15% of this waste, effectively recovering 500 million naira for farmers.
Right. Now, do you see the difference? Are you getting cue to your success now? Okay. Another important one here is look at this example. We need 5 million naira to train 1,000 people. That sounds good, but it could also be better. Okay. It costs just, for example, now it costs just 5,000 naira to permanently change one person's life through our training. Do you see which one makes more sense? Right? As good as the two of them is, one captivates you much more. Are we together? Are we together? Hey, are we still
Yes,
far?
we are together.
Yes, yes, please.
Are we still far? I want to finish this one tonight. I don't want to do any other. I promise to share with you the AI trick, right? I'll not record that one. Or maybe I'll just do that in another class, but then, or maybe I'll just do it briefly. But I want to finish this tonight. So, part 5, the sustainability plan. All right. Now, another important thing that grant reviewers look out for in every application is the sustainability plan. They want to be sure that your application, right, is sustainable. They want to be sure that it's sustainable. They want to be sure that you are serious with what you are saying. They want to see that it is scalable. They want to be sure that it is not something that will die. All right. You need to prove that your business is unkillable. Okay. Not by their lack of giving you money or not by them giving you money. You must show plan that this business continue to grow. Now, 3 crucial places you must show. Number 1 is the financial sustainability plan. Okay. You must show that there is a sustainable financial growth in that business. You continue to make money. Okay. Now, critical questions are: how will you pay your bills in 2027? Okay. You must show it. You must show that growth in that area. Do you understand now? You must show that growth. Operational sustainability. Systems. They want to see the model of operation that business can work without you, the founder. So even when you get sick, you must show that yes, there are people at work even when I'm not working. I understand that. You must show it. All right. Then community sustainability, acceptance. This shows markets. All right. This shows that there's a continuous acceptance. There's a market for it continuously. Okay. So the question could be, will local reject this? Right. Now you show what you have done. You must show that you have inculcated this your business into the community. You must show that you have inculcated this your business in line with the market. Okay. So you can always go ahead and read further in that, since all of you have the book. So I don't want to take too much time dwelling on this because of my time. All right. Now, fatal mistakes, right? 5 fatal mistakes that people make. All right. So now, let's look at what kills your chances almost instantly. We've talked about all the things that you have to do and all of that. It's not just enough to learn what you need to do. You must also know what you need not to do. You must also learn to know what you need not to do. It's very important. Okay. Now, many people start with what I call fire extinguishers. Okay. They just jump straight to their solution. No, you don't do that. You don't talk about your solution first without talking about your problem. Okay. You say, we have a great app. No, founders don't care about your solution. Their concern is the problem. So that's why you must learn the problem solution techniques very, very well. So don't just go and show them, this is it. You must show them the burning house first. Make them feel the pain before you show them the cure. You must amplify the pain. You must amplify the desire. You must whet their appetites very, very well before you give them the cure. This is because somebody who is not hungry and you give them food, do you think they will eat it? Somebody who is not thirsty and you give them water, maybe in a little dirty cup, will they drink it? But when that person has been starved, I remember when when we want to fascinate birds in poultry, right? One of the things we do first is that we withdraw water from them. We withdraw water from the pen so that they will be very, very thirsty. And because the vaccines are very bitter and most times they don't want to drink it. So, but we just need them to drink a little. So we withdraw water from them. So much so that they are very thirsty. So because they are very thirsty, we now present them with the vaccine, right? That the fascinated water. Most times very bitter. They don't want to take it. But because they are thirsty, they just quickly take a little sip to quench their thirst and they run away. That is exactly how you apply this. You show them the burning house. Make them agitate to say, we want to do this. For example, you show them, every day a mother dies from childbearing, right? They feel the pain. They now tell them how you are going to stop that. But if you don't show them how they stop it, many people will just tell you that, no, now what's there? It's not to give birth. What's in giving birth? But when you let them know that there's a problem in that, many people are dying from it. If there's a pregnant woman there, she starts thinking for herself, hey, Oluwa, shanu me, hope I will not die. Do you understand now? That is how it is. So you must show the burning house first. 2, many people they write like professors. All right? They use big grammars. It's not about big grammars. Grant is not about big grammars. In fact, if you write too much big grammars in your grant, you are doomed to fail. All right? So you must write it like you are explaining to a friend. Use simple words. Yes, punchy words, but they must be clear. There must be clarity in your words and there must be confidence. Okay? As a matter of fact, clarity equals confidence. What did I say? Clarity equals what? Confidence. Number 3. Are we together? Let me be sure we are together. Somebody should read number 3 for us. And then I will explain.
Number 3, vague promises. We will help many youths. This means nothing. The fix to this is we will train 200 youths and place 80% in jobs. Specificity creates trust.
Specificity creates trust. When you specify exactly what you want to do, right? Do you know why this is important? Is that they can come and ask you questions based on your promise. Your promise must be something that they can track, something that they can hold you accountable to, something that they can say, okay, you say you are going to create 200 youths, or you are going to train 200 youths. How many have you trained? Is measurable. If you say we will help many youths, how are you helping them? You've not stated it. How many are the many? If you end up helping 50 people, will you say it's many? If you end up just helping 5, is that also many? You must specify it, right? Being able to specify it and also not ambiguous, not fake promise. Okay? You don't overpromise. Go and say we will train 20,000 youths when you are just being empowered with less than 1 million, right? So specificity. Okay? Number 4. Who is reading number 4 for us?
The copy-paste trap. Using the same generic answer for every grant. The fix. Every funder has a different mission. Tailor your keywords to match their website's language.
Now, this is very, very important. You may have one general document for your business that you've already written and all. Good and fine. I will explain at the end of the class how you can use AI and tailor it to every grant reviewer. Okay? You must understand what is the objective of this grant person. Today, Elimelo have their own objectives. All right? Follow Shalakija have their own objective. The international bureaus have their own objectives. Bill Gates and Nelson Mandela Fellowship have their own objectives. Bill and Melinda have their own objectives. Masterclass have their own objectives. You must go and check the websites before you apply. Study that grant. What is their objective? Why are they giving this? What do they want to achieve? Okay, so you now learn to tailor your application, tailor your story, tailor your objectives, tailor your impact, tailor your promises to suit that funder. Okay, so that's why you will always learn to retweak your applications every now and then. And the last part is the why us gap. Okay, you must answer this. I've talked about this over and over again. You must show why they should trust you. Okay, don't just show your idea, show your track record. All right, I'll talk about this, the credibility cascade. Show your track record. Prove that you are the safest hands. Prove that you have the motivation. Prove that you have the basis. Prove that you are inspired to do it. Prove that there is a basis for you to be in this. All right, prove it. They want to see the proof. They don't just want to hear it. Many Nigerian youth have made vague promises. Okay, so you must do that. And the last part, which is very important, before you submit, don't rush to submit. See, I have said this. Many people want to say is the first people that apply their dates. Yeah, there are some of times that those things work, especially in a grant where the number of people that it is open to are many, right? But nonetheless, if you do your application very, very well, I have a level of confidence that as many of you who follow this my guideline effectively, toe to toe, you dot your T's, you cross your I's, I have a very, very high level of confidence that you are going to get those grants. Because what I'm sharing here with you are things, sincerely speaking, I have not seen anywhere else being shared. Are things, sincerely speaking, that I have known that many people do not know. As a matter of fact, 80% of people who are applying for grants don't know these things. Don't know these things. All right? And they are so real, so much so real, that if you apply them to your own business, your own personal level of confidence even arises and grows. Even so much so that even if you don't get the grant, you always get confidence to push further because you know that, no, with this now, somebody must definitely give me some. That's just the reality. Okay, and that is the goal I'm achieving with this class. And as I keep asking you, that are you seeing why you failed some of your past applications? Okay, so you must cross your T's and dot your I's. First, check, did I answer the specific questions? Okay, is my math correct? Did I do my budgets well? Is what I wrote readable? Are they in line? Okay, did I use the keywords? So you look through it again, review your application, read it again. As a matter of fact, if you can, right, you can share with a colleague that help you review it and go through it. And this is where it's also big. Don't shy to pay for somebody to help you review your application. Don't be stingy. Now, and that is how you build relationship, actually. Now, you pay for classes, right? Now, what I do is that I pay for classes to learn from people. And because I have paid for their classes, I get access to them. I also get discounts. When I want to submit an application, I tell them, please, can you help me review it? And the truth is that don't go empty. I always say it. People always think, because if you go empty, thinking they're going to help you review for free, my dear, there are a lot of people who are coming and they are paying them. So you don't think you pay, you get it for free. So, but then you get access, right? Pay. Let them just help you review it. Okay, where you can just give a token, where it is a paid service, all right? Because you are a student in their class, also you can appeal for a discount, all right? But then don't always go with the mindset to think you get it for free, because truth is that free things don't exist. That's the reality. I did this class last year. Yes, it was free, but then it is not as detailed as this is. As a matter of fact, if you watch that last year class, okay, you will see that almost the same thing I'm teaching here, but with deeper depth. And should I shock you, many people will still go to that class and still not be able to get the details because they didn't pay for it. They didn't pay for it. So that's another thing you should understand. So just delete the mindset of free, or whatever it is in your heart. Okay? For example, TEF doesn't give money to people with needs. Not just TEF. Every grant will be here. Don't give people with money with people with needs. There are people who need money, plenty on the streets. All right. They give money to people with plans. They give money to people with what? With plans. So build your plan and go and secure the bag. Right? I wish you success. I wish you the best. Now, the last part I promised. Okay, let me see. Let me reshare the screen. This is the last part I'm going to show you. Now, what I'm going to be sharing with you. Many people, when they want to start out, they rush to go and use AI to write their grant. I'm telling you, you are foul. You have done what? You have foul. The best way to use AI. This is the best way to use AI. I'm going to show you now. Let me share my full screen and then share how I use AI. Let me share this window. Now, what I'm sharing with you, let me stop this recording. It's not for everybody. So those that are in class. Or should I record it?
Yes, record it.
Yes, we'll still come
So you
back to
can
it
go over
again
it.
so we can listen and
Yes.
then.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, now this is it. Let me open. I want to open one rough application that I did. This is already revamped. Okay, this is already revamped. Let me see if the rough is here. Okay, don't worry. Let me use this one. Let me use this one. So, for example, this is the question, right? You've already written, where's ChatGPT? So let's say you open your ChatGPT. This is it, new chat. Okay. So you've already written your own proposal. So let's say this is your own write-up now. This is the question you want to answer. All right. What problem does your product or service solve in 200 words? So this is what you have written down. This is in, let's say, 10,000 words. All right. As much as you can. It may be short, it may be long, but do your best to ensure that you write that answer to the best of your knowledge in detail. In detail, it is your own answer in detail. Okay. So you come to ChatGPT, for example. I use Gemini Pro, right? It's better than ChatGPT, but whichever AI you are using. So you come there, you say, you probably prompt your AI. Actually, I talk to AI as though I am talking to my assistant. All right. So that's how I prompt my AI. So you first prompt the AI to say, I want to review my grant application in line, or you could say, I want to apply for the Tony Elimelu. Okay, let's prompt it that way. Better. Say, I want to apply for the self grants, and I have written down answers to the grants questions to the best of my ability. I will send each questions to you with my answers and key objectives I want it to answer to. So you will help me revamp it to fit the grant questions. So you said that in, right? So let's now go to this. Let's go to this. So tell us about yourself is the first question, right? So I copy it, bring it down to bring it down, paste it. So you write self question 1, right? So you write my answer. Sincerely, I should not record this thing. If people are cheating me, don't tell to this. My answer. Okay. Now you are not done. You are not done. You now go further. You go further, for example, now copy. Let's see. There's the 10 grant questions that I shared with you. For example, this one. So you now say, now you now copy this. You say your answer will follow these tips. So you now paste the tip. Okay, you paste it. Now, actually, it's because of the network. So once you paste it, you send it to it. You've sent the question, you've sent your own write-up. You've now sent my guide of what I expect that question to meet, right? So you send it to you. Yeah. Boom, okay, that's answers, right? So it's not saying blah 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 blah. You have just reflect badly. That's you don't push your head blah blah blah. So now, okay, okay, for each question, your draft, okay, you see now, key objective or points self wants addressed. Do you get it now? I will then, you will now do this. Do you understand now? Do this. So I have done that now. Send the first question. Boom. Let's see it, use it. Does it matching? Do you understand now? You get it now. Now it does it, answer it in 145 to 150 words to ensure that it's already seen in your question that that's 150 words. So this is where all your headache of my answer is too long. How can I ensure that I get it into the correct number of words that self wants it to be? That I don't lose my result. Okay, so this is how it does it. When you now go, you just all you just need is this is the answer. It revamps it. You just copy it and go and paste it. Your question 1 is ready. Now, don't make the mistake. Always read through it. Always double check. AI, I can't make mistakes. If you are not careful, AI might also help you lose your thoughts. Okay, help you lose your thoughts. So it's important that you check and read through. Don't be a lazy person. Don't be a lazy person. Okay, so you read through it. Now, same thing. You do like that for each of your questions. That's where I will stop. I will not talk more, so that you people will not take my job away from me. You people should go anywhere you not come and pay for review. So I hope I have done you well. So you do that for each of your questions, even your financials and all. Do the same, and at the end of the day, you'll be glad that you did. I wish you well. I wish you success, and I believe that this has been um, one of the best gifts I can give to you in 2025. I mean 2026 rather.